better in a course before being allowed to take the next course in that specific discipline. And this is now my buyer beware, and that's not even on a script. For example, this has really happened, guys. All right. English 1010 and English 1020 are two very, very, very popular courses over at Tri-C because we use them to substitute for English, either English 11 and or English 12. If you take English 1010 and 1020, which is composition, if you take those in the 11th grade, because you have not had British literature, which is part of our curriculum in Parma City schools, as a 12th grader, you would either be taking Brit Lit over there, or you would then take English 11 here. You need that Brit Lit piece. What I'm telling you, though, is we are on full year here. English is a full year course. If you take English 1010 over there and you fail it, number one, we can't put you into a course here because we don't have semester courses. They're full years. So what you're going to do is you got to take the entire English all over again, and that one semester through American school, which is an independent study school, which the counselor would hook you up with, but you still have half a semester hanging out there because technically you're not allowed to take American school until you have failed a course. But you haven't had the second semester of the course yet, so you haven't failed it. But Tri-C won't let you take it because you haven't passed the first semester. It gets sticky. And this has happened to kids. We've also had kids who've gotten a D in English 1010. Cool. I will accept that credit. It might not transfer to a college, but I will give you half a credit because you got a D, you passed the course. Here's the sticky part though. Tri-C won't let you take the next course. They won't let you take 1020 because you haven't gotten a C in 1010. Now you're hung out to dry again. What the heck you gonna do? You can't take it with us, you gotta do American school. That's why we always recommend that courses that are needed to graduate, you might want to take right here. All right, just something to think about, guys. Now, here are a couple stories that are totally unfair that has nothing to do with the student, but this has happened in life. We had a kid who was an A student that for some reason failed English 1020. Now, this kid was an A student because the teacher over there kept saying the essays were not up to par. The student reviewed all the essays with her aunt, who happens to be an English teacher. But for some reason, the prof just, I don't know what's going on, but the prof would not pass this kid. So she had to take that class over again during the summer and did not commence with the class. There was another student who was taking a course, sicker than a dog, the day of a huge test, really good kid, had money to go to Ohio State. They were giving him money, and he was sick, he went to the hospital. He called the prof 2 days later to explain, and this has nothing to do with the kid, guys. The prof said, oh, you know what? I will accept your note from the hospital, but my syllabus clearly states the day you are sick, you have to call me. And you didn't call me. You cannot make that test up. That totally goes over under the category of whoever told you life is fair. So, does that happen a lot? No. Sometimes it does, though. And, you know, if you're the lucky loser, then we have an issue. So you got to be real careful. There was a student one year who was an AB student here. He took a couple courses at BW. He got C's in his coursework at BW. And because he got C's, he got C's at Tri-C, excuse me, PSEO, he got C's at Tri-C. Then he wanted to go to BW. When he graduated, BW wouldn't accept him because he had C's on a college transcript. All right. Having said that, that's my buyer beware stuff. This can be a good program. I've had kids get associate's degrees across the street before they graduated from high school. So it's possible to do if you stay focused. Now, the next part I'm going to let you guys read yourself because it's because we've already gone over all this stuff, the decision-making stuff, because I want to get into some of the nitty-gritty. So at your leisure, you can read pages, whatever I have numbered them, about decision-making with scheduling and extracurricular activities. I want to move down to the timeline, though. There is a timeline in your packet. This is a general timeline, then I'm going to get into Tri-C. Again, guys, you have to complete that intent to participate by March 31st. Get it to your counselor. Protect yourself. Even if you change your mind, get that puppy in. Everyone in this room should have already registered for courses for next year with their counselor, as though Tri-C and PSEO never existed. All right, and next year we'll get that word out earlier. But we do, again, our master schedule building really, really early. And when you get into PSEO, I then can shuffle your coursework. So, let's say you really want to take English over there, and you need English 12 to graduate, and you're going to want to take it over there. You still put down you're going to take English 12 at Valley Forge next year. Then when you get into the program, I will change it. If you decide you want to take English over there, then I will just knock it off of your schedule over here. But this also gives you a seat in a class if you decide you don't want to do this program. All right, so again, we're kind of protecting you. So your schedule becomes very, very fluid after you become accepted into PSEO, because then I will work with you. All right, so I don't want anybody getting nervous about that. I put down the conversion chart, and we discussed this a little bit. We talked about athletic eligibility. I have now just gone over the broad strokes of the law and the PSEO program and advantages and disadvantages. What we want to do now, guys, is get to the nitty-gritty, the nuts and bolts of it. Because most of you will be taking coursework at Tri-C next year, so now I want to go through a timeline. And you should have this in the back of your packet. It is so important that everybody reads this, including the student. Most especially the student. Because if I had a nickel for every time I answered a question that could be answered by reading through this stuff, I could have retired 10 years ago. And I could be like on a beach right now. So guys, please read this stuff, okay? Because I put a lot of work into it. So please read this. All right, this is what you need to do, step by step by step. You deliver the signed intent to participate form to your counselor. I don't become your counselor until you are accepted into PSEO. So until you get that acceptance letter, everything goes to your counselor, your other counselor. I adopt you later. So you deliver that intent to participate form by March 31st. Then you will receive a PSEO packet from the Valley Forge counselor. It says, or Tri-C. I spoil you guys, I have them delivered to our building. Tri-C has what they call a PSEO packet. I just called over there today. They won't be into our building for another 2 weeks. They're still running them. But that packet includes, and once they come in, we'll make the announcement. The student will pick up the packet from the counselor here at Forge. It includes the application for PSEO for Tri-C. It includes English and math placement test information, and an authorization to attend form. What happens is you fill, and we will also have in that packet, we are going to add to that packet a consent for record release form. All right, and what that is, guys, as part of the PSEO program, when we send your application over there, we have to send your transcript of grades, and that's a privacy thing. You have to give us permission to do that. So that's why you have to sign a release form, because if we do it without your permission, technically you could throw us in jail, and I'm really not in the mood. So you sign that release, and then we can give them all the records so they can review your high school offerings. Okay, so you're going to get that with the packet from your counselor. Like if Ms. Walker's your counselor, you get it from her. Next thing is you fill out the PSE program college